Hi folks, I'm going to explain to you the three main types of sewer lines as a homeowner that you would have in your home or if you're building a home. And this is going to be really useful information. It may be bad art, but it's going to be really useful information. Let's draw a rectangle. Of course, this is your house, right? Now, first of all, in many parts of the country, you have your sewer line in the house, that's your trap, and it goes out. And you may have a septic system where you have a holding tank and you have an overflow. So first of all, in the city of New York, that would be the holding tank for the solids, that would be the overflow. But in the city of New York, that's kind of immaterial because septic systems are not legal. If you're going to build a structure, you have to connect to a city sewer. Actually, if there's no city sewer fronting your property, you have to build the city sewer for your house to connect to, which can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So septic systems, New York City, not legal. That goes right off the bat. Now, the most common type of sewer in the city of New York, that's a manhole, that's a manhole. Here's your sewer, is called a combined sewer. Why is it called a combined sewer? Terrible S. Is because it takes stormwater flow and sanitary water flow. That's the most common type of sewer. Now, what does that look like? You have your sanitary sewer flow coming out. You may have a leader line, leader lines in the back of the house. Now, these leader lines can run inside the house to a separate outlet, and then they would be wired together at the property line. Okay. There are also hardware, I'm calling it hardware. There are tanks that are usually required when you have a combined sewer. Your leader lines in the back of the house, you may have to build what's called a retention tank. That's better known as a dry well. You would call that a dry well. Now, a dry well holds the water and lets it seep into the ground. That's a dry well. The other type of tank is known as a detention tank. And a detention tank only detains the water for a short period of time. So during a heavy downpour, the city sewer doesn't get flooded out, surcharge, and go back into your house and flood your house. So your leader lines would get connected to the detention tank, not inside your home. And then the detention tank at the property line would let the water out and go into that combined sewer. That's the typical system in the city of New York. Now, the second type of situation that you would encounter is if there are separate sewers in the street. Those are my manholes. Now you have what's called a storm sewer and a sanitary sewer. So the difference here is, instead of that detention tank exiting and connecting to your combined line, because it's not a combined line anymore, it would exit and connect to the city storm sewer. Obviously, putting in two sewers is more expensive than one sewer, but that's what you would be obligated to do if the city had two sewers, separate sewers in the street. Now, the last type of sewer situation that you would encounter would be if there be no provisions for stormwater whatsoever, which is frequently the situation in Southeast Queens right now. They are building, the city's building storm sewers, but frequently that's a situation in Southeast Queens. So then, instead of a detention tank, you would have yet another dry well. And all of your rainwater from your leaders or from area drains Maybe you have a driveway and you have a drain in the driveway. It all gets connected into the dry wells. The water seeps into the ground. It never makes it to the public sewer system. And those are your three types of house sewers that are found in the city of New York and probably all across the country, regardless of the jurisdiction. Hope that helped you out there, and thanks for listening.